I used to go cruising to that.
Yo, what up, everybody? Welcome back to the Going Rounds podcast YouTube channel. But this is a pop-up podcast for Technically UnSound because we've done this once before, me and Magic's, because Tommy was having technical issues, and this time it's a bit more serious. He's got some weather issues, and it looks a little scary. So I'm gonna go ahead and say, yeah.
That's not a technical issue. He's on the set of Twister 3.
Yeah, no doubt.
Right now.
Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and do the podcast over here because we were all pretty much ready to go, I think. I know I was. I went out of my way. And then I was like, oh, shit, no podcast. Damn. And then I was like, wait, hold on. I can do it. So we got 3 of the 4 of us.
Get back to getting a mobile setup. Like,
what about
literally that would fit in a backpack.
They have them now too, man.
That's not hard to do.
Yeah.
No, but I'm saying it's like put in a go bag together. It's I don't want to just buy a kit like, oh yeah, I bought this kit. No, I want to kind of piece it together.
You want
for
to make
exactly
the kit.
what.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So like,
but the setup
like,
I'm on right now, this will fit in a backpack.
If I want to, let's say, throw it in and mount it to the dash of my car while I'm driving. Like when I was moving,
real mobile.
Like when I was moving, I was trying to join while I was driving that big ass U-Haul. That's the kind of mobility I'm talking about. I'm just saying.
Is that really worth it?
Yeah, because you could be in a natural disaster like Tom is and be able to film that shit.
I know that if I was in a natural disaster, signing online would be the least of my concerns.
That's kind of why, because I was going to be like, hey, Tommy, just jump on with your phone, but I didn't want to be insensitive, like he's all, did you see what the fuck's happening?
You don't want to be that guy?
Yeah. So, I mean, Tommy, if you're out there watching or listening and you want to jump on, please feel free. But we feel for you, and we hope everything is good over there.
Tom is going to make sure everything is okay. And at some point in time, he's going to get bored and be like, man, I wish I could just film this right now. I could sell this to the news station like he's done before. Literally, we were right next to an apartment fire in our apartment. And instead of like everybody else is freaking out, I'm like, oh my God. We're like, ooh, let's get the cameras. Film that shit. Send it to KUTV, I think, Channel 5. They were the only ones that bought it. But it got put on the air, so.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's more of my photojournalist aspect of my life coming back out, especially after I watched The Newsroom for the first time. Like if I'd seen that show when it came out, I could almost guarantee you my life would be different.
You'd have all kinds of motivation and shit.
So when I graduated high school, started going to college, my major was photojournalism.
Oh, okay.
So
how'd that work out?
It worked out great until I started fucking around and started going to the clubs that I was documenting and hanging out with the illegal aliens that I was documenting. I have no shame in it.
That's what did it. The illegal aliens.
That's what did it.
So. All right, I'll give you insight to it. So part of it was I had to write an original piece.
You're talking still. This was still involved with what you were actually doing.
Yeah. So
okay. I thought you were just talking offhand. I was like, what the hell?
No. So one of the pieces was, people were talking about, illegals coming over and they were making all these hyped up stories. So I wanted to actually go and document it. So at the border of Nogales, when you're driving down, you have like all desert on one side, and then you have this real lush forest type. Well, it's a forest, but it's only about the size of a football field.
A lush forest? It's a forest.
But it's only the size of about a football field. So, and I had been talking to some locals, and I had another DJ who spoke Spanish who was interpreting. And it was like, whatever you do, don't go over to the forest side. That's where they said banditos. I was like, the what?
The banditos? Those banditos?
No. It was like, no, they were talking about actual bandits. So I concocted one of my friends who had a nice Jeep. Hey, come down. And he was into photography as well. I was like, hey, come down. I got to write this piece and I got to take some pictures, but I can't drive a vehicle and take the pictures at the same time in case some shit pops off. One of my one of my drivers for the Pizza Hut was also a specialist in the military. So he got the weekend off. He came with us. Dude brought his Jeep. I brought my camera, and we set off. And we documented that entire weekend. And literally back then, it was a game for illegal aliens. They would line up at the wall, and as soon as the sun started to go down, they would run down this huge wash that had like 10, 12 burnt out cars in it. And they would see how far they can get across the border. And they get picked up, they get taken into this room to a building, and they're in there for like 35 minutes, and then they get re-released back into Mexico. And they point them, they say, go this way, you can't go that way. They go that way, walk around a building, go back over the other side, and basically circle back around, and they line up against the wall again. So if you ever played wall ball as a kid, that's literally what it was.
Break yourself,
fool! They did that all night long. So I was like, all right, this is all right, this is nice. One guy got, and there's like a couple of houses several hundred feet away where, you could tell they're obviously stash houses or safe houses where they can hold up, wait till the heat goes down, because Border Patrol is running both sides.
I was thinking the same thing.
And they hold up there until there's a break in the line, and then they continue into Arizona. So on one of those breaks, Border Patrol was running him down, and we started chasing him. And
the hell are you chasing them for?
Because I wanted to document the story.
Document the undocumented.
They didn't like that. The U.S. Border Patrol did not like that. So
no,
they thought we were with them because my dude's Jeep kind of looked like it was tuck and rolled out. Well,
my mistake.
So we went back, and he said, hey, I want to go hit this sand dune real quick, or this berm. I was like, all right, cool. But, they said, don't go into the forest. He's like, yeah, whatever. GI dude specialist is like, yeah, I got us, whatever. And he's the one that told us before we even did this thing. He's like, don't bring your ID. Don't bring any identifying information.
In case you
don't,
like, nobody can identify your ass.
I thought he was bullshitting. I talked to Mike's dad jokingly and Ryan's dad, and they're like, yeah, when you go do stuff like that, don't bring your ID, but let somebody know where you're going and when you plan on coming back. So that way, if something happens, they know to come get you. So I told him, and I told Ryan's dad, and left my ID home, and we went into the forest a little bit. And within 10 minutes,
calm down, Logan Paul.
We got some action.
Right.
There were no shots fired, but there were firearms pointed. One of the dudes knew DJ Nasty, who was my interpreter, and he was like, "You're friends with Nasty." He's like, Strictly Singles. I was like, yeah. He's like, oh, Rich Letty. I was like, Rich Letty. And he said it so fast, like Rich Tom or Rich Mike. I was like, oh, you mean Richard and Letty? He's like, yeah. I was like, oh, so we were cool with it. And he drove us around for about another hour. He was like, you guys got to go. You're fucking up our business for the night. And we're like, what are you talking about? People that are smuggling out, they were robbing other illegals that were coming out of Mexico. So I was like, yeah, I can't get down with that shit because, I don't know what they got.
I hope not.
He's the only one with a firearm here, so let's get the fuck out of here. And so we went back to the other side, and it's literally like a road. One side's forest, one side's the desert with wash. And we watched. I documented a guy at least 10 or 11 times making the dash, making the run. And on his last one, he made it.
Breaking the law.
He made it through. He figured it out. He ran down the wash. Instead of running down the wash and just hightailing it to the other side, he ran down the wash, stopped, sat there for like a half hour, waited for other people to run and get caught. And when Border Patrol finally was like, oh, nobody else is running, he just walked right up the other side of the wash and just walked away off into Arizona. And my friend Eric at the time, was like, hey, we should go tell them. And I was like, no, you should shut the fuck up and mind your own goddamn business. He's from the Caucasus Mountains. So I was like, no, just mind your business, man. Just
you guys are retarded.
Take the environment and appreciate what it is. It's like you saw it happen, but you shouldn't interact with it, man. Just let it go. You can write up on your piece, and I'll write it from my point of view. But I'm gonna tell you right now, don't go fuck with that dude.
Magic's the journalist. And in case everybody didn't know already, we are obviously not talking about a lot of MMA today. So this is just a taste. No. I'm just reminding. I'm just reminding people because I was like, oh shit, I didn't even say that up top. I'm just reminding. I'm not downing on you. I'm just saying. Yeah, we're not doing. This is a Technically UnSound backup pod. So this is a taste of what you see on Technically UnSound. And yeah, go there Tuesdays and Sundays. We're live, and
I said we just call it pop-up podcast.
Well, it is what it is. But guess what? We're still driving traffic to the other podcast. So, and anybody on this channel that might be watching that has never seen me on the other pod, they get to hear me talk about something other than fucking MMA because that's what I talk about only.
That's true.
So yeah.
What was your drink for the weekend?
What's that?
I was like, what was your new drink for the weekend? Did you try anything new this Memorial Day weekend?
No, I don't think so. But I did bring something with me tonight. Did you guys bring anything or no?
I did.
I brought me.
You brought you?
Nah, Tuesday we might get it in. Depends.
Okay.
That's when I
You
got
still
my
hold it back a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit.
I brought this.
What the hell is that?
Looks like a angry Pepsi.
Cider house. Oh, okay. It looked like a fucking Pepsi, yeah.
That's what I thought.
That's what drew me to it, but I was like, is this a special Pepsi? Like, are we going back? I don't know.
Here's my thing. I've been drinking a German Pepsi. Day. I went to play golf at like 8:45 this morning, and yeah, we took a fireball shot to start the hole.
That's how you started off?
Twisted Teas. I drank a beatbox. I had some Jack and Cokes. What's that?
What didn't you drink?
Yeah. And then we went to a pool party after, and I had some more Twisteds, and that was really it. I was just sipping on them. And
you had a pool party in Tucson. It was like 70-something down there.
No, dude, it's fucking hot as shit up here.
The water
no, the water's good. Yeah, the water was good.
I mean, if you like cold water, yeah. What was that?
Crown what?
Oh, this is the Crown Royal Lemonade.
Oh, whiskey lemonade.
But this time I have the Sprite or whatever to go with it. Actually, I have Canada Dry to go with it.
Damn, he came fruit splash. Why you be getting fruity?
Because I saw it. I was like, hey, I ain't never tried that before. And there's very few drinks that come in the zero. There's a lot of drinks
yeah.
that have zero, but they
Those
don't.
Goddamn cans.
But they don't.
I thought it was some slave hands right there.
They don't. They don't carry them in stores. So when I see something new, I grab it.
Oh, okay. No, I mean it sounds like it could be good. See, I even
had
a fucking regular soda because I was like, this was the.
I need hydration.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, I need water in my life. Somebody have me a beer.
My whole bottle of water is gone. I was like, fuck, I'm not gonna refill. I'm just gonna. I made an old fashioned. I'm good. Let's see. I got this drink.
What is that?
Smirnoff Ice Smash. It's pineapple and coconut. I thought that sounded pretty fucking good. I like coconut and I like pineapple, so we'll give it a shot.
In the coconut.
The Smirnoff Smashes has been letting me down lately.
See, and no one's tried this one, and this sounds like something I'd be okay with, so I figured I'd give it a shot. So let's see.
I want to see the facial reaction.
It's pretty good. Not a lot of pineapple, a lot of coconut in the end, but it's not bad.
It's got hints of nut.
It does.
These nuts.
There it is.
Hey, so are we? So is this view that I'm seeing here what's going out on YouTube? The try.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why?
I was just wondering why you have it in a try view like that.
I don't know. What do you want me to have it in? I just threw this together real fast.
Just your picture.
Yeah, that's it.
No. So I see me, Infinity, and then you, and then Infinity, and then me.
No. So you see the top left in Ninja, or the one with all three of us in Ninja? That's what's going out.
Okay, that's
yeah.
Yeah,
that's what
the
I'm
top
talking about.
right
No.
on Ninja
Okay.
is
What you're
went
seeing
out.
in Ninja, that's the way I do when I do my podcast. I don't know what Tommy does. He's never been able to explain it to me. Whatever
He
he
can't
does,
explain it.
whatever he does, yeah, like I don't know how to do what he does to make himself seen in Ninja by himself, but then putting
This is
out
what I
something
see.
else.
Or what everybody sees.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're good. We're not seeing a bunch
I
of
mean,
extras.
that would be a good technical and sound show.
I know. I
Tom
tried
explained what
to
he
get it
did.
out of him. He didn't quite explain.
I don't think he can.
I think it.
He
I think
said
he
it had
pushes some
something.
buttons.
He said it had something to do with the fact that he's not using virtual camera, and I don't know if that's because he's on a Mac and that's why he didn't have to use it. I'm not sure.
It doesn't matter. I'm on a Mac right now. And
Well,
I'm using virtual cam. Now, I
yeah.
can switch it around, but I don't really want to experiment live. I mean, I want to, but I don't.
I mean, you can. It's not a big deal. This is just a for real, like
Well, he
legit
said he's
pop
not
up.
using
We could
virtual
do.
cam.
We could do whatever.
Well, I know, but Magix needs to do this green screen.
Oh.
Them damn
Why?
off-centered lights.
Yeah, fuck that. I originally had the green screen. I'm good.
Then what happened to that? Now you
I got rid of
power
it.
strip
It's
next to your
got
can of
rid of
Pepsi.
it. It looks unnatural.
Everything sound okay?
Okay,
Okay, good.
So I stopped using it.
sure.
Alright. If you want a little more, grab a cup. I won't drink it all. Okay.
I think it's the output selection
Is it?
and the virtual camera. I think that's what it does.
Oh, okay.
Try it. You try it.
I'm not broadcasting.
But you should be able to change what's on
I'm
your
not.
screen, no?
No.
So
I'm
it's
not
got to be the host?
broadcasting. Yeah, because you have to host out a video to YouTube. I'm not hosting out a video.
Yeah, so that's kind of the thing. Is it like it's a little weird how you have to. I don't know. You have to do it while you're while you're broadcasting. I don't know. Why am I repeating what you just said? I don't know. I'm doing two things at once.
No.
My brain's not working.
Echo.
My brain's not working.
It happens.
We had another family reunion Memorial Day picnic.
Oh yeah, how did that go?
That was good. I didn't have to work for 3 days. I didn't have to work it the 3 days, just smoking the meat and everything at 6 o'clock in the morning with all the old heads.
You are the old head now.
No. Because they normally, so last year we had it on actual Monday, so I was able to help out, on Friday night, Saturday and Sunday, or Saturday and Sunday. But normally it's on a Saturday, so they buy the meat on Wednesday, they prep it on Thursday, they start cooking it on Friday. But all of those hours, I work.
Shit. I did not mean to do that.
So,
Sorry.
I did supply them with the Camp 8 seasoning. We blended it, or they blended it with one of my other cousins, and everybody liked them. My fried rice was gone within 45 minutes.
I believe it.
Of the table, and I was like, holy shit. And now I'm sick of eating it, so I have like 3 to-go things. I was like, fuck, I don't want to eat that shit.
That's what happens when you make a bunch of something. If it doesn't all get eaten, and then you're like, oh God, I'm not eating all this.
I had to explain that to my
You
mom.
again.
Oh my God. I had to explain this to my mom. I was like, first of all, I buy those little dollar store tins to put stuff in.
Mhm.
Like, so my fried rice is in one of those turkey trays. I'm not bringing that home with me. I don't care how much is left. It's not getting back in the car. So she was like, oh, well, I'm going to use your Tupperware. I was like, the fuck, you're not. I was like, first of all, I know how you and my aunts are. Y'all be trying to steal people's shit all the time. So I can avoid all of that by not bringing it. It's not going to come home. So I made her take them out of that, put them in one of those disposable trays. So we get to the thing. Everything's going well. Start serving food. And, of course, the ninjas start making to-go plates.
The ninjas.
Start making to-go plates within like 30 minutes. Oh, I'm just putting it in the car, before it runs out. I'm like,
before it runs out.
Even my uncle did this. So
hey, these Mexicans be doing that shit too.
So my mom does not eat red meat, right? And she's not supposed to eat any red sauce. So I'm like, all right, everybody's starting to die down. People are starting to leave. The primaries, which are the elders, like people in my mom's age, start leaving.
What
eat
is this, a
dick.
cult?
So, no, there's generational. So
I know.
So the
No, he's old.
remaining that are like my mom, my aunts, my uncle
You.
start packing up. Eat a dick. Shut the
Oh
fuck
my
up.
God. Why does this keep fucking up?
So they
Sorry.
start packing up and leaving. And my mom was like, okay, well, let's go get a to-go plate. So we have determined after last year, I told them, yo, just go to Restaurant Depot and get to-go containers. Like the kind that Tone has, like the big ass, to-go boxes. I was like, instead of trying to do this shit on plates and then having food follow all over. So they come up with the to-go boxes and start handing them out. My mom is still trying to make a plate. Like a plate. And then
Like
she's
with
like,
foil and everything?
not even foil, because there ain't no foil there. She's trying to cover up with napkins. And then she's like, go put this in the car. I'm like, have you lost your mind? There are to-go boxes. So I'm taking her plate, I'm dumping it in.
Don't worry about
to-go
what you see. I'm
box.
doing something. Keep going.
And she's just, well, go give me some. I was like, all right, stop. I was like, you're finicky and trying to nitpick. I'm like, stop. Just tell me what you want. I was like, the only meat you can eat is chicken. Well, what other meat is there? The only meat you can eat is chicken. Well, the only meat you can fucking eat here is chicken. So I load up a thing of chicken. And then I'm like, okay, that's all the meat. Get another box, put your size in. Well, what size do you want? I was like, you want corn? You want this? She's like, well, is there any of your rice? Yes, there's rice at my house. Well, put some of your rice in here. There's rice at the house that I didn't bring. It's just in the house.
You heard what I said.
This woman
told you.
put together 8 to-go boxes.
Holy shit.
That's what I'm getting. Yeah, I mean, see, this is why I cut the story short.
Live there.
No. None of this is for me. None of this is for me.
What is 8 to go by? Never mind.
And then, of course,
Every day of the week, and then seconds for one day.
She don't eat leftovers.
Oh,
Seconds
shit.
for every day. 8 of them?
Uh-oh. Oh, shit.
See?
Is that me or him? Oh, that's him, huh?
That was him.
Okay, good. I was
And
like,
that's what. No, that was him.
he
that's,
dropped out. Oh, now he's back. Let's see.
That's some smoke signals he's sending out.
Okay, he's back now, but I see him in Ninja. I don't see him in
I see him in Ninja now.
yeah. Well, technically UnSound.
me?
There he
Yep.
is. You're the only
Okay.
one that dropped out.
He
I don't
said,
know.
I eat, and was gone.
I saw all of y'all this entire time.
Well,
Weird.
it was technically unsound then.
It's all good.
Anyway,
What else?
So, yeah. 8
So
boxes sitting in the refrigerator now. Ain't ever gonna get eaten. Fucking ridiculous. I couldn't even
what day
drink.
did you guys have this? When did you do
This was
that?
like today or yesterday?
Yesterday.
Yesterday? Okay.
Yes.
You got 8 boxes of food.
God damn.
And it's 8 boxes of shit I know she ain't gonna eat.
I don't even hang out with 8 people.
Like, so when we're eating, she was like, I don't want this macaroni and cheese because so and so made it. She's that black folk
Oh,
who
shit.
made the potato salad. She said, I don't
like
want
that,
this
bitch.
one. I want the lighter potato salad, not the dark one.
No.
I said, okay, that's
I
fine.
want the one without the reasons.
I said, that's fine. Somebody did make potato salad with fucking black olives in it. I was like, who raised you?
What? I hit
Yeah.
the wrong button here in this nonsense. I was like, wait.
So I'm like, okay. I said, I'll get you the light one. She's like, well, no, go put some of this on here too. I'm like, you just said you ain't gonna eat this
some
person's
everything.
potato salad or macaroni salad or mac and cheese. Why? No. I was like, I'm not gonna do it. Why should go behind my back and load up a whole tray of it? And it's literally sitting on the counter. I'm just like,
Why you
this
got 8
guy-
boxes?
it's got 8 hours and to be eaten or put in the deep freeze or I'm throwing it away. I said, if you put in the deep freeze, I'm throwing it away within a week. I was like, I'm letting you know this now. So you want to just skip all this foolishness and have me throw this away right now? Thank you very much. So now there's 9 boxes.
Jesus.
Or sorry,
So
7
now you got
boxes.
9
Sorry,
boxes.
7. There were 9 because I had 1 box to go that just had chicken and ribs. Like I didn't need anybody else's stuff. Like, Then you're gonna try and take a whole fruit tray home.
For what?
I don't know. I don't. Help me.
Help you.
I wish I could. You
Call
into
your
some
mama
stuff
and
that-
ask her, why would you want to take a whole fruit tray home?
I think it's just
She never
fucking,
did.
it's just like programmed in older people's heads that like you got to take something. Like I just noticed that because I mean, back in the day when I would go to, you know, family functions and shit, you always see somebody make yourself a plate, take it with you. Or hey, let me make a plate for my vato at home.
I get that. You're making a plate for your husband, couldn't make it out. Your daughter is working with her. I get that. But these are people that just being stingy. Just being, I want to say other words, but I can't. We're live. I don't want to mess up your channel. But Infinity knows exactly what I want to say. Oh, now Infinity's muted.
Yeah, he is. Yep, you muted.
See? That's what you get for fucking around and talking shit.
No,
yeah, these are people that just want to be stingy.
Yeah.
Just to have stuff is what I kept telling everybody.
I was buy
like,
dinner for 2 weeks.
And there were a bunch of people that were from out of town. Like they were literally going back to like San Francisco, which is several
because they came to get your food and leave.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, you really want to ride in a car for 4 hours
with some stinky ass food?
I mean, it
won't make it home. 4 hours, that ain't making it home.
I don't know.
I would eat it on the way home, like whatever. We used to go to El Paso in a car back in the day, and everything we packed with us did not make it all the way down there.
Yeah, but we knew that. We planned that. That was the whole purpose.
They planned it too. They just came and took your food. That's the difference.
Oh, that wasn't my fault. Shit. If I had to put money in the food, then there's nothing coming.
Infinity, you didn't do nothing this weekend for Memorial Day specifically?
He's supposed to be at a pool party right now.
Oh, shit.
So Memorial Day weekend is also.
I was also
our
supposed
friend
to DJ last night. How about that?
Birthday party.
Mm.
He hit me up this morning,
and he has a birthday a pool party every Sunday, and then a party at our clubhouse on Saturday. So that's why I said, I was like, I was gonna mention. I was like, oh, you got the little pool action in the background. Is that because you can't make it to the actual pool party?
This
is why I don't talk to people.
Why? I don't know why you're saying you were supposed to be at a pool party. You got injured. I don't know why there's some stigma about acknowledging that.
I have acknowledged it. I'm still living with it.
Okay, but
it
then
will
you're like,
be for a minute because it sucks.
Why does it suck? How? First of all,
why does it suck? Are you serious? I would like to see you just stand up and turn around on one leg.
I did for 6 months.
I mean, now.
I'm asking you this. I mean, I know you're hobbled up and whatnot, but I mean, you could have still made arrangements to roll out there. I mean, you're not going to be jumping around and running and gunning like you used to, but shit.
Got to post up in a corner somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. Post up on that kitchen table with that spades game.
That's where I need to be.
It took a lot for me to even go to the fucking pool party I went to today, so I could just imagine if I was injured as well. I'm like, shit, I ain't going nowhere. I'm gonna stay my ass at home where I'm comfortable.
That part.
Yep.
And my daughter's actually here, so it means it hits different now.
I mean, that's also a designated driver.
Motherfucker.
I'm supposed
it
to
ain't like nobody knows you have a daughter. I mean, shit. She's going to have to get indoctrinated to the club again. Anyway.
I ain't worried about that. You want me to put a 14-year-old child but behind the wheel of a 475 horsepower car to take me somewhere.
To put you in the Tesla to drive. Mind you, I don't know why I calculated this the other day, but I
don't know why you still
to calculate to drive 3.75 miles damn near in a straight line.
Straight line? Yeah, okay. That's not
Yeah.
the point. The
Wait,
point
Going
is
out to Dobson, taking a left, taking a right, and you're staying on that same road
That's not a
for
straight
3
line.
point. I said damn near.
Oh, okay.
3.7 miles on the same road. At 3.75 miles, you were going to turn right and park because his house is right there.
yeah, park down the street because everybody is there.
Tesla can park itself. Ain't like she got to have the skills to do it.
It's not a parking lot. I don't know how well that would do.
It actually
Yeah.
it's not that great in a parking lot. When it's not in a parking lot,
It's
the
better?
lines ain't marked, so no,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
worse.
Yeah.
If the
That's
lines
what I was
ain't marked, it looks at you like, all right,
Are you
we can do this if you want to.
I'm gonna park in the middle of the street and it's not gonna
Wait,
be
I
fun.
wonder if they've ever thought about putting the caravan function in Teslas.
What the fuck is a caravan?
Yes,
function?
they have.
So like the Suzuki AI trucks, when they line up in Japan, they will
It's
line up
for-
and they lock in nose to front so that they
Oh.
can literally go in a caravan and the driver. So with yours, you got to touch your wheel or do some input to say that you're still awake. With the caravan ones, it
Not if
takes
I-
that
well,
from having to
so
do
now-
it every
no.
hour. To like
It
every
follows your
4 or
eyes
5
now.
hours.
No, it follows your eyes now.
So you can't close them?
If I can, no, if you can't.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can
Well-
for about 30 seconds, but if you stay focused, like looking towards the front, it's not going to ding you that much. But if you do look away and grab your phone and this and that, it's ding, ding, and it pops up on the screen.
Well, I know the truck one goes for about 4 hours, but they're also on. They have a better highway
But that-
system of us.
Well, that's also an experimental program. That's not out to the mass market.
Well, yeah, because you have to be on the road that has the designator on it. That's why you can go for 4. That's why they can take 4-hour naps without being behind the wheel.
I wouldn't.
Shit, I would if I always wonder this.
You would
before,
take
why,
a 4-hour nap in the back of an 18-wheeler.
Yes, if it's on a road that only 18-wheelers are on. I've always wondered
What
why
road is that?
the US doesn't have designated highways like I-10, doesn't have a
Because-
designated separated road just for semi trucks.
It's a lot of money
Because we're in the States.
and real estate.
But there's a train track that's already there, so technically you could use that.
What?
Mm.
A train track? What the?
Yeah,
Oh my
there's
God.
a train track going I-10.
So
What is
why
it? I
would
just
you
watched
modify
it.
what already exists just to do that?
You don't modify it. You actually put the semis on rails.
So a semi is gonna. Okay, that's not modification.
Then
I mean, you're not modifying the road. You're modifying the vehicle type.
so I mean, you're basically just talking about the trains taking everything, because that's basically, I mean,
So
Yeah.
Pretty much it, right?
yeah.
have you ever seen the limo train? It's literally a limo that's on. It runs between Tucson and Phoenix, but it
No,
also when
I've never seen it. Does it even exist anymore?
I don't know if it exists anymore. I
You
don't
could
know if the
look.
guy still runs it, but the guy did run it.
One
and
guy
basically when it
ran
got
that?
to the
Oh,
end,
definitely don't exist.
The guy.
how many people do you fucking think it takes to drive a limo?
Well, I think
One.
for on a railroad to go from here to Tucson, I figured it'd be a few people, some linemen,
It's
some
a
switchmen,
limo.
some maintenance.
No, you're making this way more complicated than it has to be. 'cause
No,
at
I
the end of
understand the
it,
railroad.
The guy literally pulled off, put his tires on, took the rail wheels off,
I'll
and
wait.
just went to driving. So that's what I'm saying. I mean, you could adjust the infrastructure, and yes, it does cost money. But seeing as I don't think rails use transport as much goods as they used to.
You'd be surprised. Actually, they do. The government uses it a lot.
Well, I think we can make some adjustments. It's time for changes.
Yeah, I don't see it happening. Yeah.
So I'll see you in the ballot. Time for
No,
change.
but it's that kind of attitude right there that leads to nothing ever changing.
No,
I
not
couldn't
at
change
all.
anything if I wanted to, so it doesn't matter what I think.
Put it on the ballot. I'll vote for it. But that stuff gets struck down by people with way more money than we have.
Yeah, when there's money involved, those
It's
motherfuckers
struck
want to
down
keep things.
long before then.
Yep, they want to keep things how they go, how they are.
Which is pretty shitty, but regardless. So, yeah.
What
He was supposed to be at the pool party.
You're still on that shit.
Dude, the Memorial Day pool party was always a big function for the week. Yeah, why don't you drop on? Hi, Amani.
I thought it was muted. Could you hear that too?
No, it was muted.
No, I
We
didn't,
just knew
but I
you
could
were
tell
talking.
you were
Yeah.
talking to Amani. So that's why I said, why don't you have her hop on and say hello?
I'm about to have her hop on. Hold on. She'll be here in a
Look at
second.
that
Keep
little
talking.
thing you had. You got the crow.
It
Was
looked
that a
like he
stuffed
had
That's the
some
only way you're
cookies.
gonna hear. I do have some cookies.
That's
Some
what you had.
Oreos.
That's fucked up.
Over.
That's
Yes, it is
slave
Oreos.
labor.
Slave labor? The hell? Are you serious?
The
You just
motherfucker
had
is
her go
injured.
get you some Oreos.
Well, because this is.
So,
Ahead of
E,
that.
just to let you know, I could talk all of this shit because, hi, Amani.
Hi.
Hello.
How you
hold on.
doing? You got a job yet?
It's right here.
He got a
No.
job yet.
When you come make me some fried rice.
Damn.
Don't
I
do
have
it.
some in the refrigerator.
So
there you go.
You want me to send it to you?
And actually, you're now the third person to ask for fried rice this week from Phoenix.
Okay, so does that mean it's really that good? Is that why you're asking for some? Oh shit. Okay.
I thought about it. I don't think it would last out the trip though.
Let's find out. Send it.
That means
I'll
no
tell
job
you.
then.
That costs a lot of money to
She
ship
said
that.
send that shit.
Dry ice.
Pretty much.
Let's talk about this. Wait, what grade are you going into now?
Oh my god.
10,
10th grade. And how old are you now?
14.
14, huh? All right. You know what time it is, right? It's that summertime.
Oh my god.
It's that summertime. I wasn't gonna. It's summertime. What did you think I was gonna
I'm
say?
like, please don't say anything weird.
Get a job? Did you think I was gonna say get a job?
Get a job.
That's
It's
his famous
summertime.
words.
Every time.
Have fun. And have
Ever
you been
since
driving?
she could walk, he's been trying to get her to get a job. I'm like, are you really?
Oh yeah. Have you
Like
been
she can't even
driving?
change her own diaper. Oh, get a job. The hell?
How much have you been driving?
A little bit.
A little bit. It's been 2 years. You need to be proficient at this point.
I think I was just leaning on it.
Oh yeah, you can come closer.
Can you parallel park?
No.
What's the furthest you've driven so far from the house?
Don't look at me.
I don't know.
But I can still see you. Don't look at me.
To the Circle K, to the clubhouse, to your mom's house?
She is not driven to her mom's house. She's definitely not driven to the clubhouse.
What about Circle K?
Well, we went in that parking lot and then came home.
All right. Have your dad teach you how to drive the Bat Cave route to get some practice in.
She's
We
like,
call
what
it
the
the
hell are
Bat
you
Cave route.
talking
He
about?
knows what it is. Hey, don't just picture getting red and blues behind you, but just drive.
It's not. I mean, I know what it is,
What
but
the hell kind
that
of
was a
shit?
different. That was a
So
different
the
period of
Bat
life.
Cave Way is a route from one part of the 60 through the neighborhoods to our houses. But there's very little traffic there, so you could get used to going over speed bumps, stopping at four-way stops, turning left, turning right, without fear of getting it smacked up by another car. That way, when
When
you
we do all that in the Tesla.
yeah, because that way
No.
when you get on the highway, you can be like, "I'm Ricky Bobby. You ain't first or last."
Bobby, you're Ricky. Yeah, you want her to do that? No.
Hey,
Take the scooter and go try it. You ain't
can do it
doing
in
the
a
daggone.
Tesla?
Nope. Huh?
you're telling me she can't drive around the neighborhood in a Tesla?
She can, but not what you talking about.
The Bat Cave, that's less than a quarter of a mile.
The way you described it is not happening.
Oh, I meant later. I meant for next year. Next year's goal is Ricky Bobby.
The question is, have you driven the Tesla at all? Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that's what you've driven before. That's cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And
you-
no, it's not the
Oh,
only
no.
thing.
In the truck, but then I almost crashed it. So you know.
You didn't almost crash it.
What
Well,
kind
I
of truck?
almost went over the thing in the parking lot.
That was
Tell
different.
us this story.
Go ahead.
So the truck is a lot bigger and heavier than the Tesla. and then I took my foot off the brake, and it was kind of a slope,
Oh,
and and then he wasn't in the car, so it was just me, because you were like standing on the outside or something, and then so then I let go, and then it like rolled down, and then it went over the like those bumpers where the like parking
like the
space
parking
is.
block.
The
Yeah,
parking
Yeah.
block.
but
You're
and
in a
then there's like a
4Runner.
building like right on the other side, so you know.
Shit.
Oh, I know where you're at. So you're in front of the thrift store.
My kid scared the hell out of me. We used to take him to this big old parking lot at a church, and they had those like kind of median type things here and there with trees on them. Oh man, there was like 2 or 3 times where I was like, "Damn, my car almost went head on with the tree." It only happened a couple times, but it was scary as hell.
In
She
all
was in a
serious-
lifted V8 4Runner.
Oh,
so
damn.
All she had to do was let off the brake, and it's going over
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
In all
And it went over
seriousness,
something.
is that the right word? Seriousness, yeah. In all seriousness, have your dad take you to Fiesta Mall because that's
not
completely
even,
empty.
no, you can't. It doesn't
Oh.
exist at all anymore.
Wait a minute, wait.
Get with the
By
times.
like Thanos snapped, it's
It's
like
completely gone.
Ghost town.
Like
destroyed.
it's rocks and gravel and fences.
Wow.
Yeah, you can't even go. There's no parking garage, none of that.
So it was there the last time you were there, Magix?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
where I used to take everybody to learn how to ride because it's literally like a little city streets. Like again, they have four-way stops, street signs, and it's a great place because they have a drive up second level. So like when you're teaching somebody how to ride, you could teach them, hey, this is how you take off from
how to
an
get
incline.
up. Yeah.
Yeah, or
out
down
of clutch and everything.
Right.
Right. Oh man, that sucks.
No, there's nothing. It's literally like a dirt lot.
Have they said what they're gonna turn it into?
It's been on the news
Condominiums?
4 or 5 times, and nothing's happened since then.
Nothing's happened yet, so it's not a hot commodity for that land
It's
right
not.
now.
It really not there. It's not.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because
it's been
that's
closed
like
down for a
crossing the
minute.
train tracks. It's like the edge of the hood. What did you say?
Goes to Chandler now.
Well, everybody goes to Chandler because they want to be mini Scots too.
Yeah, that's gentrification for you.
It is, and it worked very well for that because that place it looks like a rock quarry.
Damn.
Yeah.
So, Monty, what's your plans for the
nothing
summer?
there. Oh, Jesus.
I don't know. Just not have to
No
worry about a
adventures?
job.
So wait,
Just
what was
relax, hang out.
Here.
What'd you say about a job?
I said not have to worry about a job.
Oh, okay.
I know it's in my face. I don't care.
You know, I get to relax.
Any summer leagues? Because I heard you were killing it in softball.
Mhm.
So you're
I'm
doing the summer
playing-
league?
Yeah.
Okay.
Playing club for summer.
Face that way.
What
No, face this.
Oh, I was like,
So turn your head.
Look away! Look away!
I was like, what?
What position do you play on the team?
Outfield, and I'm practicing. Well, I played at second. Then during school, I played outfield, but I'm going back to second.
Second, yeah, that's the place to be. That's the hot spot right there.
So.
Is that where you
That
like
and
playing at
shortstop.
second base, or
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like second a lot more.
just get some more action, or what? Yeah.
Oh yeah, you
Yeah.
don't fall asleep. You fall asleep in the outfield, honestly.
Yeah.
Not at varsity
games.
level, not necessarily, because a lot
No.
of balls go out there at varsity level.
You kind of get a little bit of everything. Yeah,
but
when I
that's
was
a lot
playing-
to boredom.
Singing to myself.
Huh?
That's how I'll be in the outfield singing to myself or picking flowers.
No, this is public, right?
Yeah.
So if your coach sees this,
No shame. Hey, no shame.
he'll live. Yeah, he'll live. All right,
That's
you good?
No vacations? Going back home to see your mom? None of that?
Mm.
The
I
hell?
guess. She took a cookie. She brought him. That's the chef tax.
That's my payment.
Payment for what?
Bring her a cookie.
See? Exactly. Exactly. Keep
Anyways,
hope alive.
This is why kids don't
Bye,
live
good to
on
meet you.
YouTube.
bye.
Bye, Monty.
F them kids. She ain't even left the room yet. F them kids.
So did you come up with any more? Did you figure out some more shit with your Stream Deck or anything else?
I have some ideas, but I have not. What the
Ooh,
hell
shit.
is he doing?
Hey, I bet you that shit's warm too. You didn't even have it in the
Oh, I'm
cooler.
sure it's gross. Not a bucket of ice, not a nada.
What the hell is it again?
Death.
Definitely had it on ice.
What the whole hell? Dude's got a
I wasn't letting it go to waste. I still had ice in there from yesterday.
What the hell was yesterday?
That was the barbecue.
The cookout? You took that little. So you weren't thinking about nobody else. Okay, I see you.
Yeah, because every family brings their own drinks.
Your family different. I remember people pulling up and opening the trunk, and that was your drink.
Oh yeah, there was a community one with juices and whatnot and waters for kids. But
no,
if you want,
I'm talking about the adult beverage. They came out of the old school Pontiac that just backed up, and they had to pull a switch and had to do a little bit of this, and the thing popped up.
You ain't doing none of that here in Cali anymore.
You ain't doing it.
They had cops when you have barbecues and whatnot. They have people walking around because you're not allowed to smoke in the park. Like I didn't even get that. Like you're in a public open air space and you can't smoke, and you can't have alcoholic beverages.
Damn.
So I was like,
well, beverages usually need a permit, but I don't know about the rest of it.
No, it's an apple cider.
Oh, okay. I saw it said cider house, but I wasn't sure if there was like a particular flavor. So it's more like a beer, probably, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's drinkable though. It was that first shock.
I was gonna say you couldn't tell by that first initial response.
All right. now I know what I'm expecting.
What do you got? What are you wearing there? Are you wearing a Wu-Tang shirt? Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with. Nice.
I was gonna wear this yesterday, but I figured there'd be people that'd be like, "Oh, people just drop random lines from Wu-Tang songs," and I'm just like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. That's just like when I used to DJ, people were like, "Yo, play track 3 off that mixtape." I don't know what the fuck that is. Oh, you ain't listen to them lyrics. When he said this, I don't listen to that. I listen to the beat. I listen to how it's moving the crowd. I'm not really listening to these in-depth lyrics for an underground mixtape that you had to know somebody that knew somebody that knew somebody that went to Rockefeller High in 1987.
But what if it's like a legit banger, like they're like, hey, this will definitely hit here, just fucking play it. I mean, what if you listened to it before you threw it on for everybody and it was actually legit? Would you play it?
Oh, I will. Yeah, if it's a banger, I want to hear this answer. I'll play it. If it's a banger, I'll play it. I will preview it.
Okay.
To make sure it's going with the vibe.
Right.
And
it's not going to kill the mood.
Exactly. Yeah. But if it clashes with it, I don't care if it's a banger or not. I'll play it later. But I'm not going to stop what I'm doing and playing it right now. And that is kind of so. Infinity just seems to always forget this. But this is why I quit DJing public places, especially for my own
I didn't
club,
forget it. I just don't believe
people
in it,
wanted me to stop what I was doing and play a song that they wanted right then and there.
Well, that's
and they didn't do it with all the other DJs. They would only typically do it with me. And I just said, you know what? Fuck you. I'm not going to do this anymore. It is what it is. I don't care if they see it or not. I mean, that's how it happened.
I'm thinking about that.
No.
I'm not thinking about that.
But yeah, that the only time I will stop playing a song and immediately switch to another has got to be a wedding.
I was gonna ask,
or
like
a wedding or quinceañera.
Yeah.
Something of that nature. If it's just I'm doing your little rinky-dink house party, no.
So when you do that, like, do you try to? Okay, this might be a dumb question, but it might not. I don't know. But do you try to smooth it in, or do you just try to bang it in there like as soon as possible? When they ask for it.
You don't have to hear me to see what's going on.
No, it
But
depends
yeah,
on
you try to smooth it in. How's that work?
it depends on the song.
That's what I'm
Some
saying.
songs-
Like, if
Some
whatever
songs
you're playing,
you can match them a little bit, get them close.
right?
But if it's one of those, you need to play this right now. My tia is leaving and she's going back to
That's
whatever.
exactly- yeah.
Then it's just a scratch slam in,
Okay.
and I'll drop it in there.
See, because I mean, I hear like, you know, I don't know how good of an example it is, but you know, you hear these fucking mixes on the radio, like Sirius XM. You know, all those stations. There's always a DJ playing like Friday, Saturday nights or whatever. So I get to hear little clips of it because I'm in the vehicle at the time. So it's the only time I'll ever listen to it. But I'm just like, that mix was bullshit. Like, maybe I don't have the ear or something, but I don't know how the fuck you went from this song to that song with that fucking transition. Like, that was dumb as shit, and I don't even know why you would play that. And so it drives me crazy. And I'm like, I don't think I could do it because I tried to mess around with Cremo's fucking turntables and shit when he was always trying to get me to do it, and I was just like, I'm just not talented with this shit. It's just not my thing. But you know, I can hear when something just doesn't flow, you know what I mean, or when something flows so well that you're just like, damn, I'm hyped right now, I wish I was at a club. Or you know, if you're in the club, it makes you want to get on the floor. So that's what I was wondering, like, what the fuck makes people think? Is it just dumbasses that do it and make mistakes, or is it that maybe they heard something that maybe we didn't hear? I don't know. What do you guys think that is?
I think there's a lot of factors that go into it. One of them is the demographic that they're aiming for is the TikTok generation with the very short time span, or you know, attention span. Second, which also goes with the social media, it's a DJ who just has clout, has a lot of people that follow him for whatever reason.
So it
And
doesn't
he
even
may be
matter how he
trying to
does
do
it?
he may be trying
Yeah.
to do something he's not really got skill to do.
Okay.
And that's pretty much it. And he's just like, I got these people listening to my tracks because I'm Kevin blah blah blah. I'm the greatest, and all my friends are blah blah. And he's just literally bought a little mixer on Amazon for $49.99 or maybe $200 for a little controller. And
See,
he
but I'm
may not
talking like
understand beat matching.
these motherfuckers on Sirius XM that are like well known, like DJ Who Kid and shit, and I'm like, what the fuck were you
Who the
thinking
fuck
here?
is Who Kid?
You don't know
He
who
was actually known for production, not for DJing.
not for DJing. Okay.
No. So when you hear the Who Kid,
Yeah,
kid,
it's just
kid,
letting you know
he's
who the
known
fuck.
for production.
Yeah.
He's really
that's-
not known for DJing.
Okay.
That's
Who was
where
the
he
other one?
That's
got
why
his
he
start
sucks
at.
on the radio.
Yeah, because
Yeah, it's
he's
like
not
Diddy.
used to. He doesn't normally play crowds.
Okay.
He produces the stuff that people play or they reenact.
See, so that was another thing I was gonna ask.
That's the big
because-
difference.
Yeah, because you know, you get those guys that are out there doing like producing shit or whatever, but then their name is DJ something or other, and it's like, so what's the difference here?
Yeah, like
why do
DJ Khaled. Have you
Yeah,
ever
so
seen him
why
mix
is he called
anything?
a DJ but he ain't even DJing? You know what I mean?
Yeah, because that's how they built their brand.
Okay.
It doesn't have the same meaning that it used to.
Like
And no offense to you guys, okay, but
Desert
I'm just,
Storm.
but I'm just another one.
This
Green
motherfucker
Lantern.
here.
There it is.
Another one.
And another one.
And another.
No, so no offense to you guys or nothing, but I'm just saying, is it one of those things where you DJ for a chunk of time, so you're always known as a DJ? Is that one of those things too?
No,
Okay.
no.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
A lot of the people you see in public, like even if you look at like EDM, them DJs make 6 digits per show.
Yeah.
They make 100K a show. It's not because they're good DJs, because they're good producer.
Okay.
So, and that's one of the biggest things. And I always
And
wondered
it's a
that
huge
too.
difference.
I was like, how is this dude? I've never heard of this dude before, you know. And this is back when I was heavy into DJing still and doing raves. And I'm like, all right, you know, I'm going out with people and, you know, knowing high profile individuals in the industry. And then this unknown comes out and people are like, oh my God, this is banger and he's the greatest DJ. No, he just made he made 10 or 15 good tracks or remixes of tracks,
That's all it
production
takes, though.
wise, and it's
That's all it takes.
slamming. And then he just pre-programs and mixes it in. Now he's the greatest EDM DJ ever, and he's like 50 said, he's making 6 figures a year.
And
But you throw a
No,
crate of
6 figures
records
a
at him,
show.
a show,
or
yeah.
a show. But you throw a crate of records at him, or some randomly mixed, just random MP3s. I guarantee you, he's not going to be able to run a show with that.
He
But
doesn't
it's,
need
so
it.
it's kind of a lost art in the manner of the organic way of doing it, like the way it was done back in
It
the day.
depends
Redefined.
on your crowd, where you are, and what you play.
Okay,
So, like
it's
right
always
now,
situational.
I could go to any club in any state, mix a certain way. My goal is by 4 or 5 songs. I understand that crowd.
Okay.
I got them, and I call it the Pied Piper. I'm gonna lead you into what I want you to do. So I'm gonna say, okay, my goal is to make you forget about all your problems from the day, whatever. I'm gonna try and help you hook up with that chick. I'm gonna make the bar some money, because every now and then I'll throw a stupid song on, because when the floor clears, they go to the bar
Okay.
and then bring them back.
Yeah.
But that is the part that's the lost art.
Okay.
The whole night is a show.
Yeah.
If you're not performing when you're out there, you're not really mixing.
And that's
Anybody
kinda
can
like
blend
what
2
Tom
songs. I
said.
can show you how to blend 2 songs right now. I can show you
Right.
in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It's
But that
kinda like
doesn't
what
mean
Tom
that
said,
you could play a song or play
there's-
a crowd.
There's very few people that want to learn the original art of DJing. They want the add water, they want the instant mix,
It takes
because they want the instant popularity.
I'll be right back. I need to get up and stretch for a second.
Okay.
But the simple fact of the matter is, like Infinity said, you could throw Tom, myself, Infinity, probably even Cremo with a crate of records, and we could probably rock at least a solid hour-long set. You wouldn't be able to do that with these kids that are just, hey, I produce music. I do my own cakewalk. And now, here's the thing. I'm not bagging on these dudes. There you go. That's the phrase I'm bringing back this year, bagging. I'm not bagging on these dudes. Because some of these kids are awesome production. Shit that I wouldn't be able to do. They
put
and they
it
could
on a
do
show.
it they can take a track and remix it and redo it.
Oh, okay. So you're talking
remix it.
legit, like using the music.
They
Okay.
legit take the songs, break it down, put in samples, quantize it, which is linking up all your times together, everything together, and make a solid production track that may sound nothing like the original, but has hints of the original, so you could tell a little. We're now DJing, because when I grew up, there were songs that came out. Shit, did I go into another dimension?
You did for a second, but you're good now. It looks like.
Okay, so there were songs, let's say like the Commodores, the original that I heard from my dad, and then I heard 80s and 90s tracks that use some of those Commodores, and those are samples. Now there's a third generation that are using that same Commodore sample, and that's all I'm saying. We're 3 generations behind.
Right.
But these new kids that are DJs are actually just production specialists. So when they're doing these shows, they're typically playing their own tracks. I'm going to say 85 to 90% of the tracks they're playing are their own. So they know them in and out. They don't have to learn the song. Like when we DJ, we have to listen to a song, know the song, know where the breaks are, know where the beats that we can scratch are, maybe do a little flair here and there. We have to use something that has already been produced that we're not changing. They've already gone ahead and done the changes. So if they want to add in an extended intro, an extended break in the middle to put some future freestyle in there, or whoever, or some little baby daddy mama, whatever. they've
earlier.
They've already gapped out. They've already laid out that gap. When we used to do that, we had to take the original song, mix into the instrumental, take off the original record, put on the I want to say instrumental, but the dub, the lyrical version of just the rap that we want, or sometimes just cut up another song. let that play, let people go wild. But then as soon as that's over, we got to go right back to the other instrumental or the original to mix back in the original song. And that's us physically moving records, moving the needle, doing the mixers, doing everything. Now they do all that before the song even gets played. So
yeah.
Are they DJs? No, I'm going to say no. They're more or less producers, but they're really good producers. I'm not going to hate on it.
The difference is you're doing it on the fly instead of a preemptive, like prepped, like kind of. Yeah. So like a set, your set would be, you'd have like a set list instead of like just flying off the handle, doing what feels right at the moment, doing what you know makes sense, and putting shit together that's in your head right then and there. You're making the mix all together right then instead of having preemptively done all that, and now you're just kind of making sure it plays through correctly.
Right. And there's and even with us DJing, like I think you were on the show, I have at least 5 crates where they're already set up.
Yeah, so you have an order.
I can go pull them out. I can be like, all right, the first crate, they're stacked up row to row. Like these first 5 records are bangers. They go great together and they're hot, and it goes in those groups. So I may not always flow the same song when I play out of that crate, but it's going to be like a group of 5 records that are always going to get played. The next group of 5 can always be played. But that's when I'm DJing on my own to create the environment.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the other thing that like Infinity says, he takes you on a journey, the crowd, blah, blah, blah. I'm at the point now where if I play, you're coming to hear me play. You already know the journey you're going to go on. We're going to go on some 80s, 90s hip hop, R&B, or we're going to go into some trance, some techno, some Latin house. You already know that. So I'm not really trying to I'm playing for the crowd, but the crowd already is always going to appreciate what I'm playing, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. No, I hear
I'm
you.
not trying to guess to find out what's hot, what's going to be banging. The crowd already knows what's coming.
So when
they're just like, hey, we're here for the experience for it.
So is that like something like, so maybe I'm asking the same question again that you might have answered already, but I want to kind of clarify. So is that something you would repetitively do, or is that something you do off of feeling, like that you could put these all together, but you don't always put them all together in the same block? You switch it up. You know what I'm saying?
Switch it up.
Okay.
Because sometimes I'll be like, you know what? There's these hot ass bitches over there. I'm pretty sure if I play horny, they're gonna get naked. So I'm playing horny.
That's feeling out the crowd.
It.
Yeah.
But at that same time, I'm like, you know what?
But what goes with what?
There's these wild girls over here. I bet you I could drop some Cherry Bomb and then throw in this Moni Moni remix, and they'll lose their minds.
Yeah.
It's that kind of vibe. And those songs are, grouped together by BPM because I know they flow well. I never got into the key elements where, you're mixing key A, B, C, and D because there's a program that does that. Because back then it was just, BPM and knowing your music. So yeah, I usually do that, but it's mixed up unless I'm just if I'm honestly with Tom.
You're just on autopilot for a minute. Yeah.
Unless we're playing add-ons.
Okay.
And the DJ game where literally first DJ plays a song. The next DJ has got to mix into that song and then get off. And then the next DJ gets on. And your kind of trick is to stump the next DJ where he can't mix in time. I mean, you can't be an asshole and play like Blur song 2 is literally like 2 minutes and 15 seconds. That's just being an asshole at that point. Because there's a few songs that will mix into that. And if that DJ doesn't have the record, you're kind of screwed. Or you can't play a 5-minute song. You can't let that play for 4 minutes before you physically move the fuck out of the way and let the other guy come in. But that's one of the games that how I learned by songs that go well together was playing add-ons with other DJs.
Okay.
Because then I would be able to be like, oh shit, I didn't realize that could go together. Or that went well together that way.
So your explanation actually answered a question of mine preemptively that I was gonna ask you, like why does it matter if someone has everything kind of pre-produced and put together. So hear me out. So everything pre-produced, put together. It's kind of like a set list. They like hit play and go, and maybe make some changes here or there, but nothing crazy. It's kind of like this is set in stone, and this is what I'm doing tonight, and then they go and play. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it sounds to me like that would be more efficient. But then the explanation you actually gave me as to what you're doing with things and filling things out and answering the questions I was asking told me the whole story, which is those guys produce everything ahead of time and kind of have it there and ready to go. And then there's like really minimal fucking on the fly changes.
It's not really playing a crowd when you do that.
Yeah.
You can do that, and quite a few people do.
What's one of your favorite bands?
That's not really playing a crowd.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Like what kind of band? Like
any kind of music. Anybody you would go see in concert?
Stone Temple Pilots.
Okay. How would you feel if you went to the Stone Temple Pilots show, paid good money, sat down, it's crowded, you're hyped up, and then when they start playing, they're spend 20 minutes, the concert started, but that first 20 minutes is them tuning their instruments, trying to find a beat. They're basically making the song that you've heard on the radio already, but they're blending it together themselves. Like, hey, well, and they're not just going in one smooth motion. They're starting, all right, let's change this up, and then starting over again. And you're listening to them build the song in front of you. Until the end, they finally play the song, maybe an hour later. But you heard them chop up and build up to that. That's essentially what the new DJs are doing. But they're just doing that before the show. That's why I said I don't hate them on it, because they do a lot of awesome shit. But to call yourself a DJ when you've done that and you're playing 90% of the songs that you're playing are your own songs that you've made yourself, just call yourself an artist. Call yourself a band.
Or a producer.
But don't call yourself a DJ, because you're not DJing anything. You're not reading a crowd. You're not mixing on the fly like I said. You're not playing a regular song and saying, you know what, this would be awesome if I put this boot the booty in here, and going and finding your duplicate instrumental, transitioning into that flawlessly without skipping a beat or missing a lyric, quickly taking off the record, setting it aside because you got to go back to it at some point, getting in the boot the booty song, putting in a verse or two,
that's a
slam back to the other song, and then put the regular instrumental back in, all without skipping a record, losing a beat, losing time, and staying on beat.
It's a lot of multitasking, I'll tell you that. It sounds like.
It is a lot of multitasking. But that's what a DJ does.
Yeah.
Now, producers just use their computer and be like, all right, let me just chop and screw.
And, I mean, that's a skill in its own, but I understand what you're saying, where, you know, somebody, like, kind of puts themselves out there as, like, a DJ, but they're not really doing DJ things. They're doing producer things. Yeah. No, I get it.
So it's kind of like back in the day, and I'm not saying that I'm a hacker. I'm definitely not. But knowing how to break into a computer or break into a network manually versus using what's called a kiddie script. A kiddie script is, I just downloaded this file. All I got to do is click it, and it does it for me. Yes, it's more efficient, but you didn't learn anything about why that program worked. Because what happens when that program stops working? Now you can't do shit.
Well, and that's when that's when you have to give a little leeway to these guys that are doing this shit, because maybe they did learn the DJ way, and maybe their mentality is, this is more efficient. I know how to do that, but I don't do that now because it's not what's in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't believe that.
So great example.
Where could you go get a modern piece of vinyl right now?
Great example of that is the Smirnoff DJ competition.
Oh, that was garbage.
Smirnoff had one, and there was a couple of actual DJs that were on that show, and it was a pretty decent show. We clowned it because it was Smirnoff
garbage
trying to be DJC. But the judges literally kicked the dude out halfway through a set and was like, "No, you're not a DJ," because the guy was using an iPad. He was using his iPad with virtual turntables on it with a sample pad, put on a great show, they stopped him and said, "You're not even using turntables. You're not a real DJ." And that led to a really big debate of, are virtual turntables still considered DJs? Because you use a laptop with Serato. That's the norm, is a laptop with Serato with an MP3, and the only vinyl that you have is your control vinyl. And then even that's gone away now because they have what are they called? The little sticks that go on the spindle.
Yeah, not everybody uses that, but yeah.
Not everybody uses them, but it's becoming normal. But even still, most people are using MP3s and Serato. They're not using vinyl. So does that mean every DJ that doesn't use true vinyl is not a DJ? Hell, Jazzy Jeff is a DJ. He uses Serato. I mean, the only DJs I really know that don't use it is Qbert.
He does use it, actually.
He uses it rarely. When he does,
I've seen him in person do it, but
yeah. No, he does use it. But this is the reason why he doesn't use the spindles. Is to him, he can hear the delay. And
yeah, there is a delay now. It's a lot shorter than it used to be when it came out in 04, 05. But it's digital. There's going to be delays.
See,
you're doing digital to audio, audio to digital repeatedly. There's going to be a delay.
And I like hearing about this stuff because I'm into, technical shit, obviously. And I know that a lot of times we don't really go down the path like a lot. You know what I mean? Like we'll end it quickly or whatever. But I just was coming up with ideas and questions. That's why I was asking you guys, because it's something that I've always thought about. Like Cremo taught me a little bit here and there about stuff, but most of the time we were fucked up and we were just like
smoke weed every day,
and we were just fucking fucking around. So it was like he showed me some shit, but like I was so fucked up it probably didn't even matter. And I tried a little bit here and there, and Cremo's a good hype man. He'll fucking be like, yeah, you know what I mean? But I know I was not doing anything good, so that's why I was like, that shit ain't for me. I don't know what I'm doing. But it's all interesting to me because it is super high paced, super multitasking, and while it may come, pretty easy for you guys for the most part because you've done it for so long and you learned the old school way and the way that like it seems like you're supposed to learn. It does seem to me like pretty intricate shit, and to be able to keep up with it and keep it going and be able to read the room too, because that's another aspect of it.
Reading the room is entirely different than I've seen horrible DJs, but they have the right songs at the right time.
Yeah,
because they could see the room.
Okay, so that's kind
where
of
you get those people that just slam the song in, like you were saying.
Yeah,
they're like, "Oh, this is my crowd. This is my crowd. These are my followers. They want to hear Beyonce's Texas song, and then they want to hear Taylor Swift's whatever song, and they don't mix them. They just
put anything in the middle, and then it just jumps into another fucking. That shit annoys the fuck out of me. Yeah,
the Palooza horn.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They'll just slam it in there and go.
I appreciate the art of being able to do all of that, mixing it all together and being able to fuck. I know I fuck around and talk to you guys about you're always talking
in
about
my eyes
DJing, but
you should not know who's DJing. You should just know that you had a damn good time. You came in, if you went in to meet a female, it should have been a lot easier because certain songs is just so we can talk to them, because dudes don't go where females ain't. So when you get the females paying attention and you get them to start like, okay, I can vibe with this, then the dudes come in, then the dudes pay. Then the bar is happy, or club, or whatever the situation is. So you got to get the females first, and then go from there. And if you don't, what the hell?
I don't know.
Imagine flicker. But if you don't get that, if you can't rock the female crowd and keep them happy and active and busy, you failed.
Yeah.
There's nothing in between. You failed.
Yeah, and I mean that's the way.
Aim for generating boob sweat.
Okay.
So there's no joke. I went to go see Bad Boy Bill.
Oh my God! Yeah,
way back in the day.
I crashed my car when going to see him.
And Sean got us backstage,
back in the mix.
And I think Pete was there, and I'm just kind of standing out.
Talking about Pizza Loss?
Yeah.
Oh, you did some old school house. Okay.
Yeah, because we went to Red Monkey afterwards. And he said, he was like, yeah, somebody was doing, I think New Times or something was interviewing him or whatever. He's like, look, I aim for boob sweat. And they're like, what? It's like, when you get the girls hopping and their girls are working, you get sweat underneath the boobs. He's like, but
Makes
he's like,
sense.
when I could see when these girls are wearing these neon pink shirts or whatever, and you could see the boob sweat, you know that you're working the crowd. You know that they are hopping, they are hyped. And back then,
half of
Bad
them
Boy
didn't even have
Bill,
boobs, but anyway.
well, back then they were all rolling and everything
Exactly.
else.
And
But that was
other.
you got them
Makes
hyped
it
up
easier
and
to get that
jumping.
boob sweat going.
They were
body
just
temperature.
jumping.
Peck sweat.
So I was like, hey, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go for boob sweat. And then I just forgot about ever really doing it. I just felt the crowd and just saw the girls that were moving, or I would try and find the girl that was not moving and try. And this is when I was, playing to get a reaction out of the crowd. Would try and find something that would get that girl that's not moving posted up against the wall, whatever, to get her out of her shell, at least bob her head, tap her foot. Because that nothing sucks more when somebody's standing, when the entire crowd's standing or 90% of your crowd's moving, and that one or two is just
So
the third wheel that didn't want to go out that night at all. And
so
I made up stories for them.
keeping all this in mind, right? Keeping all this in mind, what you've been saying and talking about reading the room, getting the people going, fucking learning what's hitting, and what's working and what's not, and what's gonna get people on the floor, off the floor, and all that bullshit, right? Not bullshit, but you know what I mean. Keeping all that in mind, tell me, how can you apply that to a podcast? You know what I mean? Because, like, obviously, both of our channels, in a sense, struggle with getting a lot of traffic. Getting the legit traffic to come through, getting everybody engaged, learning, figuring out what's hidden, what's not. Like, it's kind of similar in the fact, except for you're not able to physically see what's happening with the audience. But you
have to see. You get interaction.
Yeah, so we know what's making things happen and what's not. So you see interaction, you see the views, you see, like right now it's probably just me and fucking Infinity in here because I see 2 people watching. That's it.
Yeah, I see it right now too.
But, thinking about DJing and how you apply all that, think about how the fuck do we do that when it comes to podcasting? Like, how do we apply it in that same manner?
Actually, it's one thing. Well, the first thing you have to do is decide which one you're going to be. Are you going to be the person that reads the crowd and plays for the crowd? Or are you going to be the artist where you have people that already know you and know what to expect from you, come see your show, and you do your show, whether or not people come to see you or not, and wait for that clientele to come in?
So you kind of described the difference between our 2 podcasts. So that's kind of good. I see. I don't know if you meant to do that, but that's kind of what you did there.
No, I've always known that. You have a niche. You have a topic.
Yeah.
You're going to talk about your topic, and that's what your topic is for. And people that want to hear your topic are going to come see your podcast.
Right.
Our other podcast is off topic. We're gonna, our niche is whatever goes. Our niche is add-ons. Our niche is whatever goes. As long as you're aware of that and you know that and you know to expect that, hey, we're going to do this whether you like it or not.
And there is something, yeah, and there is something to randomness. That does attract a lot of people because they don't know what they're looking for sometimes. So then you attract the audience that's like, I don't really know what I'm looking for. I just want to be engaged. I just want to be entertained. You know what I mean? So maybe you stumble across these fucking few guys that are a little bit older, but they're, laughing and joking and trying drinks and getting a little faded and going off topic here and there, or arguing back and forth, or playing funny sound bites. And they're like, hey, listen, I didn't know what I was looking for anyway, and this shit's funny, so that's cool. But I mean, how many people are going to stick around long enough and catch us at the right time when we're doing that shit, right? So that's why I say, like, how do we apply the knowledge that you guys have as DJs is to reading the crowd and stuff like that to the podcast that is about reading the crowd, being random, and figuring out how to engage and and keep people engaged long enough to be able to, you know, attract more viewers, attract more subscribers, stuff like that. And the only reason why I'm asking is because, you know, Tommy's not here, so he's usually the one we're asking these kind of questions to. But we've been on the podcast over and over and over again. Magix, you've been on for longer than me, so I'm just trying to engage your brain, use your mind in the way that you use it for DJing to apply it to the podcast section and see what we can get from everybody using that knowledge they have from DJing to apply it to the podcast.
It's kind of like what Tom and I think it was Mike at the time, or maybe Joey. They want to equate it to. He wanted to equate it to like a locker room, or you know, a bar. To Infinity's aspect, this would be like you rolling up to Tilted Kilt, while me and Tom are sitting outside just on the patio, just bullshitting and drinking and talking about, you know, the skirts and the crop top and whose titties are hanging out. And you just happen to walk out. And then you sit down and you join in that conversation. And then we decide, hey, let's go to IHOP or let's go somewhere else. There's no plan to it. It's almost like organized chaos. But if you want to sit back and chill and hang out and just chat with your friends or hear what your other friends or people that are your age or demographic are talking about and what they really think about it, not the wokeness that's already put out there or the watered down version that you hear on the news, then that's us. Because that's originally what it was. Whereas, and Mike, I think Mike had an issue with this as well for a little bit. When you pick a niche to talk about, you got to stick with that. Yeah, you can't open a Pizza Hut and say, well, now I'm making fried chicken and tacos. Well, you said you were a Pizza Hut. You were a Pizza Hut for years. Oh, yeah, because Pizza Hut does make chicken wings now. But that's not the case.
Yeah, that's why I was like, that was horrible.
But I see what you're saying.
But yeah, I'm saying, once you pick a topic, you got to stick with that topic and brand your topic and push out your topic. Whereas the way we have it now, our topic is organized chaos. It is, hey, come hang out with us, come chill. It's, hey, let's roll up to Infinity's house on a Wednesday night, try not to wake up his daughter and sit out on the driveway and have some drinks and just bullshit.
And believe me, I understand, like that feels natural and it feels like okay, you know what I mean? Like it feels fine. You know, I show up for the podcast. I'm like, okay, I get here before everybody most of the time, or at least right after Tommy, and I'm just like ready to go. But I'm like, I don't have to do anything like I do for my podcast to sit down and do this podcast, because I'm just like, let me see what Tommy's throwing our way. If I think of something and I hear and I'm thinking of something throughout the week, and I'm like, you know what, I'll bring this up, I'll bring that up, but not always can I bring it up, because we go off on tangents of shit, and that's the randomness of the podcast, and that's fine, because some people might be looking for that, but it hasn't been the most successful. It hasn't been, you know, it hasn't grown. So I'm just trying to think of ways where, because, you know, me out of everybody is the most like mind frame of I don't want to have a script. I don't want to have to be like, let's stick to this and this only. You know what I mean? Like on my podcast, I do that because that's what the fuck my podcast is, like you said. So with us, it's more randomness, but I do think that we need to structure a little bit. Like when we decide, okay, we're like doing
what we did before.
Yeah, like we're doing the drink thing, right? So like that's a good thing, I think, because a lot of people can relate to it. A lot of people can benefit from it. A lot of people can find humor in it because of our reactions and all that shit. But it's like, what do we do? Like today, we didn't stick to like, okay, here it is. Let's throw a graphic up. Let's fucking show what we're tasting. You know what I mean? We're not doing any of that. We're just kind of like, well, this is what I got. I'm about to open it. I'm gonna take a drink. Ugh. You know what I mean?
That's because we're the substitute teacher day. The teacher's not here.
No, I know. No, I know. But I mean, I'm just saying when we're on the pod, like we do that too. Yeah. So, and it's like, there's never a spot where we decide we're going to do it. It just, somebody was like, Like you, for instance, sometimes you're just like, this is what I got today, and I'm just going to open it right now because I just want to fucking drink it. And we're like, okay,
There
okay.
is.
Well, then I guess I'm going to, okay, here we go. You know what I
So
mean?
I will tell you this. Part of that, gonna sound crazy. Part of that is to help force a structure.
To try to get it going.
Right, to generate it. Like if I just pop off randomly enough, because I suggested before, I was like, hey, let's start out and do the.
How come he's? I'm just wondering.
What?
See,
Because he's got dial up.
your bars are going red, so I'm just telling you right now. In the control room, your bars are going red. Everyone else's are good. So
Because he's got dial up.
he's usually good though. That's what I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know.
But you come back quick.
Going
You come
on.
back quick. I don't know what's going on either. But you come back quick, so it's okay. It's not a big deal. You got something else running?
Downloads for Xbox.
Motherfucker better be done by now. It's been running for 3 days.
Oh shit!
No, not a download. It's Plex.
Oh,
that's even worse.
Yeah.
No, it's doing my library.
So okay, while you figure that out real quick, I'm gonna ask Infinity, because I just like to ask these questions, and I like to get everybody's, Infinity's new, and he's been on the podcast a few times now. On this one, he's been on mine a couple times, and he's given me input on mine, which is awesome because I like getting that outside input. I like knowing what's happening for my podcast because it is mine, and I like to make sure that I'm doing things properly, or what I'm doing improperly, I like to be told. So, because maybe I'm not seeing it, and that's what it is. So I was just wondering what Infinity thinks of, the structure or the non-structure of our podcast, Technically UnSound, coming in from the outside and seeing things the way that you see them.
There's no formula. There's no structure. That doesn't apply to everything, but it applies to a lot. Like, I know what you asked Magix. I know what you were saying. But coming from someone that has done mass parties on social media, I'm not a social media head, but I know how to get people behind me. Like, I can make a phone call and triple or quadruple whatever's watching right now. And you've seen me do it.
Yeah.
And it happened in 10 minutes. So you have to be into your product. If you are not happy with your product, you can't sit there and stand behind it and be like, why are we doing this, that, and the third? If you have to question it, it ain't right. Fix it first and then put your product out. There's always, you can fine tune everything. But like right now, if I were to flip cameras and switch inputs, and if I started mixing right now, people know they're going to get a good mix regardless of the genre, whether it's EDM or hip hop or house or jazz, whatever. You have to have a product to put out, but then you got to stay behind it. You got to back it. And if you have none of that, what are you offering? Like, nobody wants to see 3, 4, 5 older dudes. And I'm not saying older because we're old, but I'm just saying nobody wants to see that shit.
Yeah.
Who cares? Why do I need that? I got TV, got ESPN, got all these other networks. You don't need that.
This is where we fundamentally disagree.
If you're sitting there, that's fine. We've been disagreeing, but I understand formulas and I understand making shit happen if you want to make it happen. But I don't think that some of the people that are doing the cast care. I don't think they want to make it happen. I think they're content and they want it to be what it is. And that's fine. There's a market for that. But you're not going to go over 20, 30 people ever doing that.
Yeah, and I just think that there is something to what we do, and I've always thought that. I just don't feel as heavy about it as I did before, just because even Mike was like, "What are we doing? Like, what are we trying to do?"
I don't have to be super strict.
No, and that's exactly.
But like right now, if you look at what you titled this, it says "Pop Up." Hold on, let me pull it back up.
Pop-up podcast with the Technically
Pop-up
UnSound.
podcast.
Yeah.
UnSound podcast crew. What the hell does that mean? We know what it means, but what does that mean to anybody else?
Yeah, and part of the problem with that is that I didn't have time. I literally got home.
I get that. I'm just using the example,
No.
but I like current examples.
Yeah.
But like even last week, like what did we talk about that was current? Have we talked about how like Elon Musk Starship blew up again? No. These are current subjects that people are looking for.
And
That
I
we talk
will.
about. It never made it off of the base. Nope.
Yeah.
Blew up. But why? Oh, because it uses liquid oxygen and a couple other chemicals that it overflowed. Basically, it backfired. But
And I
there's
will.
nothing current that we've talked about on this cast.
I will take responsibility for some of that when it comes to Tommy. Tommy likes to bring up current events. He really does, and he will go deep into them. But for one, I don't really know what we're gonna look at. We're gonna look at or talk about unless it catches my eye personally. I don't pay attention to the fucking news. You know what I mean? So that's where my fault is, because I'll be like, I'll sit here and just be like, because like I honestly don't give a fuck. But that's my problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay. Yeah. Like, and then when they start talking about Star Trek, I play the nerd alert, and they know that I'm bored. And you know,
I mean, we've all seen that.
That's where and that's where I fucking, that's my part. Like, I don't care about some of these things, so I don't engage much, and that's where I feel like I'm fucking up. Because I'm like, you know what? You may not give a shit, but engage a little bit. Listen, I have all these fucking screens in front of me. Why don't you just look something up, you lazy motherfucker? And then you have something to contribute. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you do got a whole bunch of screens in front of you.
Exactly.
But look at last week, right? Like, Tommy showed all his screens, and then his camera fell over because he was pissed drunk. But it was kind of funny.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that's technical, right?
Right.
Nothing we have talked about has been really technical, actually, at all.
Well, I mean, we talked about...
Well, the Technically UnSound, and that's... The Technically UnSound is... And maybe this is something we need to put in...
I'm not asking for defense of it.
No.
This is what, if you're searching YouTube, this is what you're going to find.
This is what I'm getting at. We need to put on our page, you know, that we talk about some technical things.
Sometimes.
Right, but it's not all the time, and that's why it's called Technically UnSound. It's knowing enough to use something or knowing enough to get in trouble. But it's not like we're gonna break down, you know. Okay, well,
you know what?
Ford Focus electric car is failing because its brakes are using this type of reactive system, and this doesn't go with that.
But that would get you the views,
right? But does anybody care?
Yes. Yes, they do.
Do any of you care?
Yes.
Well, so that's...
I think here's the thing. Finny, you care about it. Big E, do you care about it?
I really don't give a fuck. But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's where my personal responsibility comes in, where I'm like, okay, listen, this is what we're talking. I believe me, if I knew ahead of time, I might look something up and figure out something I could talk about, or at least bring up, or at least know what the fuck we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? But if we're doing everything on the fly, then I don't know. So when it comes down to it, I still could, in the moment, look shit up. Now, I've asked you to look things up multiple times, and you do the same shit. You're like, nope, not going to look that up right now. And I'm just like, oh, okay. Well, then, fuck. So you're in the same boat I am, in my perspective, because you're not even willing to look it up. I just don't think about it and look it up. So I'm just calling you out on that one because it's an example.
I totally agree with you. And this has been something that I've kind of wanted to bring up, but like I said, we oftentimes go off on tangents.
Yeah.
Maybe and this is why I asked about the, you know, drinking, or, you know, can we move away? Or are you guys okay with moving into, hey, I just tried this new soda. Does it always have to be an alcoholic beverage? Because eventually we're going to run out of alcoholic drink.
No doubt.
That are not
within
our
wheelhouse. You're going to fucking pass
out. Never going to drink. Like, you could put a fuzzy navel here that's free. I'm not going to drink it. Like, I don't
but if
like
it's a real fuzzy navel, like a chick,
I'm not going to drink it. I don't like the taste of it.
Never Forsaken says I do, but I'm not sure what he was talking about. So
I know what he wasn't talking about.
But and maybe we need to go back to. So one of the things we did before, and we moved away from it, was coming up with a topic. Each person come up with a topic to bring up before the show, and simply post it in the chat room. Now, Infinity, you're gonna have to fix your Instagram or whatever, because all of our communication.
My Instagram works fine.
Facebook chats.
The Facebook chat
does not work. Facebook is the devil.
Then just create a new account. if you don't remember all your old shit.
Facebook is the devil.
It's not that I don't remember it. It's because I'm blocked unless I change a whole lot of. No, not happening.
So just make one
So
up
he's
for
never
yourself.
gonna. You're
just
never
to
gonna be able to
communicate with us.
Or you could just have 4 people in a damn chat room. It doesn't matter. That's fine. That's one thing. Obviously, I got time that was not planned on ever.
Well, I'm down with coming up with the topics because sometimes sometimes the shit that we do talk about is just like, I don't give a fuck about these celebrities. I don't give a fuck about Taylor Swift. I don't give a fuck
But
about
that's your mindset though, and that comes out.
It does, because I do it too,
and
I'm guilty of it too.
What people are looking at. I know you don't give a fuck, but that comes out, and you're trying to do a cast that you want to reach masses. You're not going to reach everybody, of course not. I get that, but if you don't give a fuck about this, everything that's common that's going on in the world, why would anybody watch it?
You're just confirming to them why they don't need to watch this right now. And that just clicked in my head, and that's one of the things that I mean, because
or should it be that, hey, you need to stop paying attention to this bullshit and pay attention to something else?
But it's
like,
all subjective.
Did anyone know that the European market the FDA gave the go ahead for synthetic beef now? Like straight up, you go to the store and buy a synthetic prime rib.
Yeah, but it's getting banned in certain states in the U.S. So,
but it passed for a time where that's everybody was more focused on the bullshit, other than the actual that one topic.
Yeah,
that one stick that you're talking about is being banned. The other one for chicken is on the is a go ahead. It's being produced right now.
But here's the thing: you brought that up at the tail end of the show.
No, I brought that up actually several months ago.
Well, I can't help you with that.
No, so
but that's what I'm saying.
That's actually worse then.
Like I don't want to perpetuate everybody talking about the beef between Drake and So. Stop paying attention to a goddamn bullshit beef.
But that is, listen,
you could do one sentence of that and go on to the beef about the beef not being real beef.
Yeah, well, because here's the thing: protein. The Kendrick and Drake shit is legit and real right now, and that's what everybody's paying attention to. And whether you give a fuck or not, that's the thing that might be what catches people's attention. So let me tell you this right now. Okay, we're at 8:40. We usually end at 8:30. I don't give a fuck today. We'll go till 9. And you know what? If we're engaged in a good conversation, we'll go a little bit longer if you guys want to. But
I won't.
By the way, this is how we got most views, is when me and Mike got into an argument and we just went long.
Yeah. So, okay, let's do this. We're putting a cap at 9, just so everybody knows. We're going to be out at 9. So everyone listening, we got another 20 minutes. But I do want to continue on this conversation because I feel like it's productive. So my thing is okay, here's I just admitted to something that I do wrong during the podcast sometimes that probably turns people off, right? So I'm going to give a suggestion as to one of the things that I feel like is a problem, which is going off on a tangent about a story that other people might not be able to relate to. Now, I've done it before. Tommy's done it before. Magic's, you've done it before. So those are some of the
about Pizza Hut.
Well, Pizza Hut's one thing, but a lot of people do like to hear because there is people out there that can relate to working at Pizza Hut, because there's a lot of people that's worked at Pizza Hut, right? But the thing is okay, you guys are talking about personal relationships with people, and then you name people too. Nobody knows who the fuck these people are. If you just say every once in a while, like, oh yeah, I knew this guy that did this and this and this one time, but keep it to that fucking thing that
say it again for the people in the back,
that relates to what the fuck we're talking about. Not go off on a tangent about what his girlfriend said about his boyfriend, and then that girl said about her mama, and then about how this guy fucking held down to that guy's hand and nobody knew they were gay. But you know what I mean? Like, nobody gives a shit about all that stuff.
Totally left. Okay.
But this is what I'm saying. The conversation goes totally left, and it's like, okay, this is not what we're talking about whatsoever. Okay, so and I know, so I try to keep it as close as I can to what's going on. But if nothing's going on, then I'll just bring up a random shit, and because I'm like, hopefully this sparks a conversation about something. So, you know, that's what I'm saying. It's just like sometimes we go off on these tangents about things that other people might not give a flying fuck about, and maybe there's a few out there, but we can't count on those few. We got to count on more than a few in order to get the views and shit. So that's why, and you know, obviously we're missing the main portion of this podcast, but I just figure it's productive to talk about it. It's productive to get some ideas and figure out my sister's cousin's best friend, etc. That's never. I want to know who Never Forsaken is, because this guy like comments at the craziest times and it always makes sense. So
Right
it's
now?
good. Yeah.
So one of the things I would like to propose.
Oh, I do know.
I'm in agreement
Okay.
with you that we do need to rein it in. We've been buck wilding and running off the cuff for a while. So one of the things is bringing up, and not just everyone bring up a topic. Bring up a topic that you think needs more attention given to, that the world is not giving attention to. So kind of like the whole.
Okay, we talked about
synthetic-
DJs and everything, right? We talked about playing for.
Hold on, let me finish.
Okay, go ahead.
What I'm saying is, well, kind of like the synthetic beef thing. Nobody knows about it because everybody's distracted. Bring up the distraction, basically, because we've been talking about that for months. Is there's right hand's over here doing this, and then you're being distracted by it, and something else going on. I'd like us to bring up the distract. Every person bring up one distraction that you think is happening in the world that needs more attention paid to, and what is outshining that real topic, like the Taylor Swift celebrity whatever, or Trump's useless arraignment that he's never going to serve jail time for, or the synthetic beef. Bring up that topic, not just the hell Taylor Swift is possibly pregnant with whoever she's fucking, that dude's baby. I don't care about that, and
That's blatantly obvious.
Even
though Travis Kelce is a very
I don't care.
Person.
People are
I know,
focusing
and that's
on,
obvious.
But that's the problem. I don't want us to aid. Yes, I don't want us to aid in the bullshit news that gets put out there. Everybody else is talking about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce.
You don't have to focus on it, though. You can hit it and keep going.
No, don't hit it at all. Focus on something else. That has
keep 5 viewers then.
I think you were on to something for a second there, which was if you hit it and you pay it, you pay it some attention, you talk about it for a second, and then maybe you tie it in with what you think is happening in the background that might be the reason why the media is focusing on this forefront thing when all this shit's happening back here. And then you start discussing the things that are happening in the background that other people might not be paying attention to. So there's kind of a bit of a, conversion there that can happen where, we talk about the thing that you may not really give a fuck about, but it's going to bring attention, and we're going to, resonate with some viewers. And then you also rein them in a little further by talking about what that might be, shadowing, like what's in the shadow of what's actually up front. So
I could understand that. I could agree with that as long as we put a 1 sentence limit to it.
But this is exactly what I'm talking about, though, because I do the same thing. I'm like, can we just fucking stop with this?
Okay, well,
honestly,
let's flip the entire thing. So I let you go.
Go ahead.
Now let's flip this around. Have you engaged with the audience that's in the chat room right now?
No.
At all?
No, my phone's dead.
Well, I mean, I've acknowledged everything that the person has said. There hasn't been much to go off of, except for now where I just see that there's a question, which is, why is Taylor Swift being pregnant or not important than what most people every day?
But look above that, though. Like
what
tech on cars.
Oh.
Like look above that.
Yeah. He said he wants to hear about tech on cars. Well, but here's the thing, okay? I do try my best to pay attention to the chat. So I'm not.
And I'm not saying it's just
no. Listen. I'm not getting defensive. I'm not concerned about her ovaries. Sorry, I just saw
Oh my God.
that shit's funny.
Ovaries.
Good job, never
That right
forsaken.
there
That
is
was
also
fucking funny.
one of the key factors is the laugh moment. It doesn't always have to be serious.
No, for sure.
No, I get that. That's
and
not
that's
the point.
that's what's funny when people say shit in there. But so here's the thing: it is tough to keep up with the chat. I'm not one of these super fucking chat people that's like, "Hey, chat, you're talking to the chat at all times." I'm not one of those people. Now, I will always fucking acknowledge the chat because when I'm on my podcast, I do it as well, unless it gets out of hand and insane.
Yeah, that's an entirely different thing.
Yeah. So, but here's the thing: there's a delay for one, and for two.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, there's a delay, and for
Question.
two, if we're in the midst of a conversation, it's kind of hard to stop. Like he's trying to stop me right now, but I'm explaining something. So
No,
I'm in the
I just
middle of
wanna
a
have my hand
conversation.
raised.
I know,
I have
but
my
I'm in
hand
the
raised
middle of a
really.
conversation and I'm trying to fucking say something, and then somebody wants to raise their hand and be fucking rude and get in the middle of what the fuck I'm trying to say. And so that's what I'm feeling about the chat, but they don't know that because they're on a delay. So I've already been on a tangent. They don't know. And then they put in their question. When I'm in the chat of something, I'm like, hold on, I'm trying to figure out the right time where I can put it in there, and I know that there's a delay. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to put it in here now. Like, I'm talking to some hot chick on fucking Instagram that's doing a live, and she's answering all kinds of questions, but she's doing her makeup. And I'm like, well, she's not looking right now. She's going to look in just a second. Okay, now she's looking at her phone. I'm going to throw my fucking comment in there real quick. Hopefully she sees it. Oh, shit, she saw it. Cool. There we go. We got it. So, there's a balance there. Go ahead.
All right, because I didn't want to forget it. Because I think
I know, but try harder.
damn it. I think I brought it up last week with yours because you were talking about
This
doing it. It had to do with the chat. Right. I have no idea what that said. Just so fun.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Can you launch Can you launch your fourth window and then add the YouTube chat from your channel in Ninja?
Me and Infinity talked about this. I'm pretty sure we can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I meant doing it now.
No, I'm not doing it right now.
Yeah.
Because that's just but here's the thing. You know what? You always have the Xbox playing, you got a movie on, you're on your fucking phone. Put the fucking shit on something and look at the goddamn chat. It's not that fucking hard. I'm just saying.
I don't have any.
I'm just saying.
On.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. You always have it on. You're playing a fucking game. You can put the chat somewhere. It's not hard. You can look at it real time, just like everyone else is.
Can you look at?
Yeah,
YouTube chat
you can.
From the Xbox?
Yes, you can. I don't give a fuck about the Xbox. I'm saying you got a phone, you got multiple screens, you got a computer. It happens.
I have two screens. All y'all, I am screen broke. Y'all got multiple screens.
Look, he just has his laptop going right there. It's not hard.
It's
You can do
iPad.
window. You can do a second window. You can do a third window. You could put windows in fucking. You could put a 4 screen up. You could put a 6 screen up. Motherfucker, you can do so much, and you don't even know. So
damn it, it is. This is why. Shit, this thing. No. Hold on.
And if you can't do it, that's why you're technically unsound.
See how I brought it all back? See how I wrapped it all up?
And listen,
Let me make this easier. Look, it's nothing but a freaking iPad.
Yeah.
I don't have an iPad.
That's all it is.
Anymore.
But you got like 9
But you got
screens
a phone.
in front of you.
You got a phone. Just turn that shit off. Bruh, making pizzas is the background. What? Oh. Never Forsaken, I guess, used to make pizzas as well.
What? I see it. I don't know where that
making pizzas in the background. I think that's what he's trying to say. So anyway, it's not hard to see the chat. So this is what I do when we're listen. I don't have Tommy's chat rolling for me anywhere when we're on Technically UnSound. Usually, I'm looking at another screen that I have. I actually log in with my other account on YouTube so that we get a different kind of view and a different kind of fucking engagement. Instead of just me who's on the podcast, it sees me as somebody else. So I have that up and running on a different screen. That way I can comment, I can see the comments, all that shit. Now, I can put my chat on the screen somewhere. That might be something I do in the future. We could do that. But I don't have to, because you can easily see it. you don't know how to turn sounds down.
Literally 1 second.
I'm just giving you
Bitching
shit.
about
This is where the humor comes in. No, anyway, I'm not trying to.
Oh, there it is.
I'm not trying to down on what we do and how we do it. I'm just trying to find a way to figure out what we can do.
If people don't want to improve, then you're stagnant. And you're dead.
Yeah. And
Doesn't matter what it is.
And I feel like I get stagnant on my podcast as well, which is why I always try to figure out a way.
It happens to everybody.
Yeah. It gets repetitive. It gets mundane, but I still love doing it no matter what. So that's why I still do it. And I'll just find ways to figure out how to change it up and make it better, make it different. I feel like I'm still growing with my podcast. So if our podcast here at Technically UnSound is always going to be what it is and just change in little various ways, and that's fine too. I have fun doing it. I like interacting with you guys, but I'm just looking at ways that maybe seeing it from an outside perspective or finding ways to make things better is never a bad thing. So
I'm definitely looking at it. Like, we could have talked about, like, this background behind me right now. We could have talked about chroma key and green screens, but and there's so many different things and ways.
So here's
keep engaged.
Yeah, and here's the thing is with other people as well, because I've never met either one of you in person. So I can't read your mannerisms. Like I've only known you, Infinity, for a short period of time, even though we've, back and forth a lot over text, over everything. Yep. But my biggest thing is I try to read people the best that I can. And in all honesty, I wanted to talk about like the stuff that you've done, technically with things that you have, but I felt like it wasn't kind of really being received. So I didn't know if maybe I wasn't being
let me
clear.
clarify that. I'm good with that. I'm absolutely good with that. As a matter of fact, Tuesday, hey, let's go for it.
Yeah.
Because everything that you see me doing right now, I've learned in the last 3 weeks.
Yeah,
because I got nothing but time. So
yeah, and that's kind of what I wanted to touch on. So
I'm down for that. I'm glad you said that, because it's a lot easier to speak on it. Like, hey, I wasn't sure. Boom, done. Easy.
Yeah,
Simple.
and I think it's a good topic for what our podcast is, because you're
learning. It can help a lot of people too.
Yeah, and it can help people, and then that's what I look for when I'm looking for things to help me with production quality, with functionality of the software that I use, and all that good shit. Yeah, so
that's how I learned this.
Yeah,
freaking YouTube.
And honestly, come Tuesday, if we're back to normal with Tommy running the show and stuff, I'd say I'll bring it up. You bring it up. Either which way,
I'm down.
We get into the conversation and we talk about it.
I don't say a lot because it's not my cast. So I'm a guest, and I try to be respectful of that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, look, it's okay. It doesn't have to be technical all the time and everything, but
if we have something technical to talk about, we might as well do it.
Well, pretty much.
I have something technical to talk about.
What?
This is not how you spell technical.
Which one?
What the hell? Random ass.
It's not random. It's on the chat. I looked at the stream. It's like technical.
Now you look at the chat. 2 hours later, you look at the chat.
Wait, but what are you referring to?
It has hashtag pop up, hashtag podcast, hashtag technical.
Oh shit! Oh my god. Okay, I'll fix it. Don't worry.
Just saying.
Listen, I did this in like 5 seconds.
Yo, I find it funny, but I do agree that yes, there are some things we can do to make better. But like I said, this podcast.
Well, I mean, even simple. It doesn't have to be like all technical. You can still try drinks. And the other day when I was working with E, I didn't realize I had a green ass shirt on in front of a green screen. I was like, uh-oh, I'll be right back. Because I would have been a floating head looking like Max Headroom, which people of our generation know who that is.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, be right back. But right now, I realized, don't bring a green cup in here, because that wouldn't work.
That was actually interesting, though, when you did that.
I thought it was hilarious, but I'm glad I caught it before.
I was like, oh, shit, look at your cup. Never Forsaken says, next, let's talk about how to buy some farm animals off the dark web. I think we might have to take a pass on that one, but
I want to go.
Good input.
I want a goat and a capybara. I don't care.
So
Goats are
anyway,
cool.
we got a few minutes left, so I just wanted to know, like, what's your guys' input individually. We'll start with Magic's. What do you think about, like, how this podcast went today, being that it was fucking on the
Put together at the
fly?
last second.
On the fly, we had a lot of DJ talk, which I know that you guys are definitely easily interested in. But I did ask extra questions because I am interested and I did want to know. And then getting into the podcast talk, you know, as far as like what we can improve on, what we can do, and all that good shit. What are your feelings about that?
I'll give you my overall thoughts. You made a great host tonight. You asked all the questions. I'm not bullshitting, dude. I'm telling you.
No, I appreciate it.
This is straight up. Like, after I watched Newsroom again, a part of my brain and mentality on how I thought and how I regurgitate information came back to life from my journalism days. So as I'm doing this, you were basically an EP. You were doing great. You were controlling everything. You were asking questions. You were engaging. You were managing the flow of the conversation. I think it was good. You had a bit of self-reflection in there. So that's good. It's the humbling of the host to show that. So he's not unfathomable. I can't even say that word.
Above all. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think, I like the pop-ups. I like the pop-ups because it's off the rails. We talk about anything. We can talk shit about our own Technically UnSound podcast and what we could do to improve it and things that we've seen problems with. And like you said, think solutions. I personally think, just like you, I've gotten distracted and disinterested in a lot of the things, and I will personally work on not showing that so much to the rest of the podcast.
Same here.
But at the same time, I don't think the podcast, because the podcast was originally set up for us to just hang out. And if people like hanging out with us, cool. But as soon as you start making something unnatural and forcing it, it becomes less of the thing that you wanted it to be to begin with.
And I
don't know if I can explain that correctly.
No, I understand.
Or not, but
I understand. And my only input for that is me and you, because we both do it. I will say maybe we just work on making an attempt to be engaged in whatever's being spoken of, regardless of whether or not we actually give a shit. So I would just say, let's just give it that much effort.
Does that mean we can't say fuck that bitch anymore?
No, definitely not. We got to make it funny.
What in the whole? Oh my god!
See, that's
no, it's funny. I'm just like, I don't know where that came from. But it's funny.
No, because I'm still gonna call Taylor Swift. I'm still gonna call Taylor Swift a stupid cunt. So anyway,
as well as Maya Rudolph,
she looks like a little boy,
as well as that other chick.
Yeah, exactly. So, Infinity, final thoughts on everything that went down tonight.
I think it's on the right path. If you want to grow, so I hear some what Magic's is saying, because I've said this before. What do you want to do with this thing? If you want it to go somewhere and do something, it's possible. If you just made it to hang out with people, don't expect anything more than that. If you just want to hang out, hell, you can make a FaceTime or whatever phone call.
Yeah,
you can do it. You can do a group chat. You don't need to be on here expecting to do something that it's not going to do. That's part of the definition of insanity.
Yeah, I mean, good point. It's the truth thrown in the face, and not maliciously. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. I mean, don't expect it to do something that you never set out to do.
True. And that's
I'm
the
doing
truth.
this because I'm learning. I'm getting to hang out, and it distracts me from my elements right now. Honestly,
yeah.
Because sitting here by myself, day in and day out, it's a mental. It hurts.
And
I'm getting past the physical, but the mental part is like,
yeah. And that's what I was going to say. In the end, we all get to hang out, regardless of whether it's working or not, whether you look deeper into it or not. I feel like it's working for us, being older men of different races. We're connecting in different ways, and we're interacting, and we get to work our brains a little bit in different kind of manners, whether it be technical, whether it be social, whether it be, civil or whatever else you want to call
all
it.
the above.
So
Yep.
in the end, it is a beneficial thing for all of us. And I hope it is for everyone else out there too. So thanks to Never Forsaken, who's been in the chat most of the night. I appreciate you. He's followed us over from the Technically UnSound podcast chat. So that's cool. And I'm sure he'll be back next, what are we at? Sunday? So next Tuesday, Technically UnSound. Don't forget.
2 days from now.
Yep. We'll be live again. And then Going Rounds podcast, which channel we're on here. Oh, my bad. She. Okay. Yeah, sorry for the misgendering. But
Wait,
yeah,
who's the she? Wait,
It don't even matter.
so hit at least one topic card.
Oh,
True,
now you
true.
can see comments.
True.
Now you can see
Let me
comments.
delete my comment that I was about to post there.
So we'll be back Tuesday.
Where the white women at?
We'll be back Tuesday on the Technically UnSound podcast.
Oh my
hopefully
God.
as normal.
They're at
Tommy,
Tom's house right now.
hopefully everybody's safe out there where Tommy is with all the tornado action and all that shit. And hopefully they get power back soon. Otherwise, join us Tuesday, Technically UnSound podcast YouTube channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We are here, Going Rounds podcast YouTube channel, going live Thursdays, 7 p.m. Arizona time. Come back and check that out. Till
Ain't
then,
there a watch party Saturday?
watch party Saturday, June 1st for UFC 302. So be on the
Yes.
lookout for that. There'll be some promotion coming up, and we'll be talking about that on Thursday for the Going Rounds podcast 100th episode, featuring both these fellas here on Thursday night, and possibly Tommy as well if he wants to join in. So come back, check all that out, and that's it. We're out of here. Take it easy. Have a good night. Peace, everybody. Happy Memorial Day.
Peace.
We're out.